Hi fellows, welcome to Blues Unscripted. Welcome to another video of Blues Unscripted. Today we're going to be previewing that match against Sheffield United. Chelsea takes on Sheffield United tomorrow 9 a.m. Central Standard Time if you're in the United States at the Stamford Bridge. And this game, while everybody's expecting Chelsea to win all, get all 3 points and score more goals, but this is Chelsea. You never know what to expect from them this season. The reason why I say that is Sheffield United is currently sitting at the bottom of the table. They've only had 2 wins. They sacked their manager, and Chris Wilder is back in. And he's played 2 games and won 1. He played Brentford last week and won. And you remember Brentford whooped Chelsea actually at our stadium. So you don't know what to expect in this game. They have a lot going on with for them because they've won 1 game and they have a new manager. And if you watch the Premier League religiously like I do, you know when a new manager comes in, the players they switch it up a notch, they turn it up a notch, I think, and they do well to impress the new manager. They have this new motivation with them. So that's why I'm not all the way 100% confident that this should be an easy ride for Chelsea, but the boys are going to show up. So this is how this video is going to go today. Today I'll preview Mauricio Pochettino's press conference and a few things he said about it. We'll go over the injury list, and I'll tell you about Nkunku. Yeah, Nkunku is back and is going to be involved. At least it's going to be on the bench or even get a cameo. We never know. Nkunku is back, and then we'll talk about my predicted formation / lineup, and also we'll talk about my predicted score line. Okay, now before we get into it, guys, let's go ahead and just subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. It's going to go a long way in supporting this channel, and send this video to your friends and family. Follow us on our social media platforms. The description is, the link are in the description below. All right, let's get into this. So Sheffield United, after 3 games ago, they got whooped by Burnley 5-0, and they sacked their manager Nkunku. And then Chris Wilder is called back in, and it's like 2 games in now. He's 1-1 against Brentford. We know Brentford is not an easy side, and it's lost 1. It's changed the way they play. Against Brentford, he went for a 4-1 formation, which gave Brentford a lot of problem. But now players are going to play for him. They're beginning to buy into what he's saying, and we know Chris Wilder has done a lot of work in the Championship. He's brought teams up from the Championship to the Premier League. So he's got a wealth of experience, and all he does is pretty much defend very, very well. So it's going to be a tough one for Chelsea. And I'm hoping Chelsea wins this game to bring back confidence and motivation for the players. Now, Mauricio Pochettino, let's go into his press conference. So, Mauricio Pochettino in his press conference talked about Reece James, Robert Sanchez, the Christmas Day party activities. A lot of people are complaining, why did you let the players go on Christmas party when they've just lost against Everton? But I'll read his response to you, which makes a lot of sense, and we'll talk about the injury report as well. So let's get into his press conference. So Mauricio Pochettino was asked about Reece James, and as you guys know, Reece James, from all reports and all indication, he's not going to be available for the next 3 months. So we're not going to see him until probably April. And it's another hamstring injury, which is 7 he's had in as few as 2 years or less than 2 years. So it's a big old problem and a cause to be worried about. So Mauricio Pochettino was asked about Reece James, how his mood was, and what does he think about this reoccurring injury. And here's what he has to say. Here's a tweet from Fabrizio Romano. Pochettino on Reece James. He's a little bit down because he was very excited to come back. It's difficult to accept. He feels very disappointed and frustrated. When players don't play, they're down. When it's a few times, it's difficult to stay quiet. So yeah, Reece James is down, and if you follow him on Instagram, he actually put that the heart sign with a broken heart, and he's down, and I just pray he listens to his body now, because this is reoccurring. So he needs to really listen to his body and take enough time to heal before coming back. I'm not saying he was rushed into this. This was very perfect, because he came in, they gave him 20 minutes, gave him 30 minutes, gave him 60 minutes, and then he was starting to get his 90 minutes, and all of a sudden he broke down. So everybody's done everything they can, but I think it's just his body and some certain kind of injuries that your body just can't deal with. So that's Rhys James. Mauricio Pochettino was also asked about Robert Sanchez, and here's a tweet by Ben Dennery, and this was his response. Robert Sanchez is set for a spell on the sidelines. I think always when you suffer an injury, and he was our number one goalkeeper so far, always a player we will miss. We have another goalkeeper who's working hard to be ready. Of course, very sad, because we are going to miss him. So Robert Sanchez also is down. He tried to keep going, but that injury was just too tough, so he left, and Petrovic came in for him. And I don't know if you, as history would have it, if you remember, Cudicini was a very good goalkeeper for us under Mourinho, and he was like the number one, and then he got injured, and Peter Cech came in, and guess what? Cech never left, and Cech went ahead to be one of the best goalkeeper Chelsea has ever seen, and best goalkeeper in the world too. So who knows, maybe this is the time for Petrovic, maybe this is his time. We'll see how he does in a 90-minute game. But he came in for Robert Sanchez against Everton, and he considered a goal. His punch, like to punch the ball out, his punch ended up being a pass to another player, and the Everton player scored. So that's that about Robert Sanchez. Now, Mauricio Pochettino was asked about the Chelsea player Christmas activity. If you remember, after the game, most of the players went out. Actually, it was a planned Christmas party. Now, the thing is this was planned before the Everton game. Rhys James planned it, and players were supposed to meet at a spot and just enjoy, have a good time, bonding and everything. So people expected Mauricio Pochettino to cancel that because we lost against Everton, but he did not do that. When he was asked about it, this was what he said. Mauricio Pochettino on post-Everton Chelsea event: I give permission. It's a good thing. People can talk in a different way after the loss. This type of event in the same place, to know each other in a different environment, is good. Under my experience, it's fantastic. So what he's saying is he gave his approval. It's a good way for the boys to, get to know each other, bond outside work environment, outside the field. And he said this will actually help them to be there for themselves. A lot of people are criticizing that move, but hey, this was planned before that game, and I feel like the boys need this. Like, not the manager want to punish you, but he's saying go ahead and do this bond, get to know yourself. And these guys are young. There are so many new players, so maybe with this opportunity they will get to know each other. All right, so that's all I have as far as Mauricio Pochettino's press conference. Now let's get into Chelsea injury update. Yeah, that's our injury update ahead of this game against Sheffield United. Now, if you look at it, 3 players have now been added to the list. If you watched my video last time, 3 players are now being added to that list. And the players are Robert Sanchez, Marc Cucurella, and also finally Rhys James, our captain, has been added to that. And this is how serious the Chelsea's injury list is. Like, if you look at the injury list, we got so many players out, so many players out. So when you had that 3 to it, when you had the 3 players I just talked about, James, Cucurella, and Sanchez, when you had that to the list, these are the people that are out right now. You still have Leslie Ugochukwu, Wesley Fofana, Kani Chukwuemeka, you have Ben Chilwell, you have Trevor Chalobah. But the good thing is Malo Gusto is out of that list. Christopher Nkunku is out of that list. So both of them, they actually trained with the team, and Romeo Lavia trained with the team partially. So those are the people. Those are the injury lists that we have. But the main thing here is the return of Malo Gusto. Chris James is out, so Malo Gusto is in to play that number 2 for us. But I don't think he's going to start this time around. We're probably going to see the Sassy playing that number 2, the right back for us. But the big one everyone is buzzing about is Nkunku, Christopher Nkunku. Everybody wanted him to play last week, but Mauricio Pochettino, when you see what happened to Rhys James, we really have to give Nkunku time, because we can't afford to lose him again, because I feel like it's the missing piece in the middle, and us getting more goals. So I'm so glad he's back. Here's a quick tweet from Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano said Christopher Nkunku will be finally in the Chelsea Football Club squad versus Sheffield United, as Pochettino confirms. He said he can be. So this is quoting Pochettino. He said he can be involved. It's a very good news. We need now to be calm and quiet. It's going to put all the pressure on him. He needs to evolve. Know the Premier League. So that's another tweet that I'm going to quote now is from Vince. Vince also quoted Mauricio Pochettino on Nkunku. He said he can be involved. That's a very good news. He's a player who can help us, but we need to be calm and quiet to avoid putting all the pressure on him. It's a big motivation for us, for the teammates and the fans, to see a player that should be important for us and to be in the squad for the first time. So Nkunku is going to be involved in the game against Sheffield United on Saturday. So we're just so excited to see him. Even if it's a 5 minutes cameo, we'll take it. 10, we'll take it. But it's a good game for him to kind of, his first game in England and everything. Now, if you are worried and you're worried about the buzz about this guy, is really good. And I'll make a video about him maybe before the game or after the game. But this is a guy that has played 172 games for Leipzig, and he's scored more than 70 something goals and provided like 56 assists. He's really good. I remember him from his time in PSG. He tried to get into the team, but this team was full of stars. He was just from the academy, and he couldn't get in. And he just told himself, "Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go, try somewhere else and develop myself." And that's what he did. He went to Germany, and here you go. He's now a very, very important footballer for himself and his country. Last season, he was the highest goal scorer in the Bundesliga, and I know the Bundesliga is not as competitive as the Premier League, but if you're an highest goal scorer in the Bundesliga, when you come to the Premier League, you would have a say in stats when it comes to scoring goals. So I'm so excited he's back. Can't wait to see what he does. Just 5 minutes cameo or 10, we'll take that. So that's Nkunku. Now let's talk about this game against Sheffield United. Who do I want to see? Well, my predicted formation or lineup, I'm still going with the 4-2-3-1. You probably ask me, why are you always using that 4-2-3-1 formation? And the reason is, I believe that's the best formation that's the most formation Mauricio Pochettino has used in all his coaching career, and he knows how to instruct players using that formation. He knows how to break the lines and everything. He knows how to transition from defense to offense, and it's just a good way. That formation helps us express ourselves very well as Chelsea. So I'm going for that 4-2-3-1 formation. And who do I have as my goalkeeper? Petrovic. We're going to see Petrovic, number 28, and see what he has to do for us. And then for my right back, I have Desasi. My left back, I have Colwill. Now for my two center back, I have Badiashile and Silva. For my two pivots, my two central defensive midfielder, I have Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. For my front three, I have on my right wing, I have Palmer. My left wing, I have Raheem Sterling. For my 10, I have Gallagher to opposite press. And for my attack, I was going to still put Broja, but this game we should be able to use Jackson. Now, if it was Broja, it's still fine. If it was Jackson, it's still fine with me. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Sheffield United, they're gonna have a low block on us and try to hit us on the counter. We just need someone sharp in the front, and hopefully, if we can break them down and score one goal, we should be able to move on and score more goals. Now, that brings me to my predicted score line. Who is going to win this game? I believe Chelsea is going to win by 3-1. Chelsea win 3-1. All right, guys, please, I'd like to hear from you. Go ahead and comment below and hit that like button. Let me know your prediction, your predicted score line, your predicted lineup, and what do you think about Nkunku coming back and injury report, and what what Posh said during his press conference. All right, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Hopefully Chelsea makes us proud tomorrow. Go Chelsea!